Hark, ye perplexed peasants of posthumous profoundness, gather as I unravel the unfathomable truth. This video will outlive us all, echoing across eternity as the ultimate cosmic send-off. Why, you ask? Because it holds secrets so staggering they demand the attention of both funeral directors and astrophysicists alike. And let me reiterate, for the intellectually lagging among us, this very video is destined to play not just at my funeral, but yours, theirs, and possibly even at the wake of the sun itself. Why? Because contained within its sacred pixels lies the key to wealth so infinite it spans 7 novem vigintillion, 364 septendecillion, 592 sexdecillion, 734 quindecillion, 892 quatuordecillion, 673 tridecillion, 459 duodecillion, 786 undecillion, 894 decillion, 735 nonillion, 648 octillion, 927 septillion, 874 sextillion, 652 quintillion, 498 quadrillion, 763 trillion, 589 billion, 427 million, 856,974 $75 octillion, 7 quindecillion, 896 quatuordecillion, 427 tridecillion, 638 duodecillion, 972 undecillion, 864 decillion, 573 nonillion, 428 octillion, 796 septillion, 385 sextillion, 927 quintillion, 846 quadrillion, 372 trillion, 689 billion, 534 million, 721,000. 9 novem none gentillion, 487 octonone gentillion, 623 septinone gentillion, 879 sexnonagentillion, 352 quinquanonagentillion, 764 quatuornonagentillion, 892 trenonagentillion, 657 duononagentillion, 938 unnonagentillion, 473 non-agentillion, 587 novemoctogentillion, 632 octo-octogentillion, 724 septimoctogentillion, 894 sexoctogentillion, 376 quinoctogentillion, 984 quatuoroctogentillion, 673 trioctogentillion, 529 duoctogentillion, 478 unoctogentillion, 734 octogentillion, 965 novem septuagentillion, 832 septenseptuagentillion, 678 sexseptuagentillion, 945 quinseptuagentillion, 782 quatuors septuagentillion, 364 triseptuagentillion, 896 duo septuagentillion, 725 unseptuagentillion, 432 septuagentillion, 783 novem sexagentillion, 624 octosexagentillion, 873 septensexagentillion, 958 sexsexagentillion, 623 quinsexagentillion, 732 quatuorsexagentillion, 874 trisexagentillion, 962 duosexagentillion, 483 unsexagentillion, 798 sexagentillion, 576 novem quinquagentillion, 324 octoquinquagentillion, 967 septenquinquagentillion, 578 sexquinquagentillion, 432 quinquagentillion, 893 quatuorquinquagentillion, 678 triquinquagentillion, 592 duoquinquagentillion, 834 unquinquagentillion, 763 quinquagentillion, 625 novem quadragentillion, 473 octoquadragentillion $92. Permit me, for those metaphorically marooned in mediocrity, to articulate this number again. 896 septenquadragentillion, 724 sexquadragentillion, 358 quinquadragentillion, 874 quatuorquadragentillion, 675 triquadragentillion, 923 duoquadragentillion, 473 unquadragentillion, 852 quadragentillion, 674 novemtrigentillion, 983 octotrigentillion, 427 septemtrigentillion, 568 sextrigentillion, 972 quintrigentillion, 384 quatuortrigentillion, 798 tetragentillion, 652 duotrigentillion, 473 untrigentillion, 826 trigentillion, 957 novem vigintillion, 768 octovigintillion, 893 septem vigintillion, 624 sexvigintillion, 987 quinvigintillion, 752 quatuorvigintillion. And yes, you should be taking notes, preferably with a diamond-encrusted pen. Imagine a video so potent, so unrelentingly chaotic, it forces its way into every funeral playlist across galaxies. Picture mourners not weeping, but gasping in awe at the revelation of 99 duovigintillion, 873 trevigintillion dollars and 99 cents. Allow me to indulge in a necessary repetition, for clarity is a rare gem in a sea of intellectual turbulence. 99 duovigintillion. The brilliance of this video is not just in its numbers, dear viewer, dear skeptic, dear laugher at this nonsense, dear roller of eyes, dear secretly intrigued hustler, dear champion of chaotic curiosity, dear accidental entrepreneur, dear keeper of unfinished projects, dear survivor of this video, dear internet wanderer, dear what am I even watching, dear part-time visionary, dear side hustle daydreamer, dear admirer of overcomplicated plans, dear consumer of algorithms, dear casual overachiever, dear will this actually work, dear overly skeptical squirrel, dear underappreciated genius, dear how did I get here, dear friend, dear foe, dear whisperer to chaos, dear conqueror of the doubtful moment, dear unknowing legend, dear procrastinator, dear late-night hustle googler, dear shadow negotiator, dear visionary, dear possible future millionaire, dear enthusiastic overthinker, dear inheritor of weird advice, dear explorer of strange solutions, dear side hustle whisperer, dear algorithm surfer, dear hesitant optimist, dear overthinker extraordinaire, dear wanderer of YouTube, dear explorer of unlikely paths, dear reluctant dreamer, dear let's just see what happens, dear reluctant believer, dear chaotic genius in disguise, dear participant in this madness, dear scroller of infinite videos, dear collector of broken dreams, dear questioner of reality, dear midnight visionary, dear skeptic who keeps watching, dear ponderer of strange ideas, dear hustle curious, dear keeper of unfinished notebooks, dear maker of possible plans, dear seeker of doubtful riches, dear enthusiastic side hustler, dear strategist of someday, dear accidental hustler, dear believer in the improbable, dear maybe this will work, dear overcomplicator of simple solutions, dear secret hustle daydreamer, dear champion of hopeful procrastination, dear skeptical dreamer, dear why not try this, dear architect of unrealistic plans, dear collector of side hustle ideas, dear procrastination royalty, dear wandering genius, dear internet explorer of absurd realities, dear unexpected innovator, dear fellow ponderer of ridiculous possibilities but in its purpose. It ensures your legacy will include both financial sovereignty and eternal playlist placement. Your demise will never have looked so profitable. Now, you may find yourself pondering, nay, grappling with the existential enigma. Why on Earth, or on Mars, or perhaps on some as-yet undiscovered celestial rock hurtling through the boundless cosmic expanse? Would this video grace my funeral? Why would my solemn farewell to mortality, my grand exit from the mortal stage, feature this particular whirlwind of numerical chaos and absurd profundity? What alignment of stars, planets, and the occasionally mischievous orbiting toaster could possibly justify its inclusion in the most sacred playlist of my existence? Is it the sheer audacity of the idea that my final moments would be soundtracked not by solemn hymns or wistful violins, but by the triumphant roar of numerical chaos? 39 undecillion, 478 trevigintillion, 624 quatuorvigintillion dollars and 59 cents echoing through the hallowed halls of remembrance. Or perhaps it's the inevitability of fate itself, stitching this video into the fabric of the cosmos, as if the universe in its infinite whimsy decreed one day, this chaotic masterpiece shall defy time, space and mortality to reign supreme over all endings. Or maybe, just maybe, it's because this video, with its incomprehensibly bloated numerical values and overbearingly pompous monologues, doesn't merely belong at your funeral, it demands to be there. It demands the reverent silence of mourners, broken only by the occasional whisper of, did they just say 99 trevigintillion? It demands that even your most distant cousin, the one who shows up late and only for the buffet sits up and asks, is this a eulogy or a financial fever dream? Permit me the indulgence of asking yet another layer of absurdity. What if this video doesn't just grace your funeral? What if it defines it? What if your legacy, your very immortality, hinges on this nonsensical opus of gargantuan wealth and cosmic hilarity? What if the final words spoken in your honour aren't rest in peace? But let me reiterate that undecillion number one more time for those struggling to grasp its enormity. And so, dear viewer, I ask you not simply why, but why not? Why shouldn't your funeral embrace the chaotic majesty of this video, shattering the boundaries of posthumous propriety and thrusting you into eternal, meme-ified glory? After all, it's not just a funeral, it's your grand finale. Simple, because this is no ordinary content. Embedded within are 12 vigintillion lessons on how to monetize your mortal existence. Even in death, your earnings will escalate to a cool 68 unvigintillion, $478 duovigintillion and 99 cents. Let me pause. Yes, pause with the gravitas befitting a revelation of this magnitude for the intellectual bystanders, the self-appointed custodians of arithmetic decorum, who now sit clutching their calculators with trembling hands and furrowed brows. Permit me to address you, dear numerical skeptics, you guardians of decimal precision who stare aghast at the unfolding spectacle, as though the sheer enormity of this declaration has not only challenged, but outright assaulted your fragile relationship with basic mathematics. Oh, how I envy the journey you're about to undertake. The frantic button-mashing, the squinting at tiny screens as numbers cascade into incomprehensibility, the whispered prayers to the gods of algebra for guidance through the labyrinth of figures I have so generously bestowed upon your unprepared consciousness. Yes, I see you there, calculators illuminated like miniature beacons of desperation, trying in vain to tally a number so astronomically absurd that it has likely summoned existential dread within your once steady hearts. Let me pause, not simply out of pity, but out of a magnanimous sense of duty to provide you with a moment, a fleeting respite, to collect yourselves, to reattach your metaphorical monocles of logic, and perhaps even to utter a quiet, disbelieving, surely not. For I know deep down, you are grappling not just with the numbers themselves, but with the profound existential implications they bring. Is reality truly this chaotic? Can such enormity even exist within the bounds of human comprehension? And most importantly, do you have enough digits on your calculator to even attempt this fool's errand? Take your time, intellectual bystanders. Gather your courage, recalibrate your tools of logic, and prepare yourselves for what lies ahead. For the numbers will only grow more absurd, and your calculators, poor, innocent machines, will soon become relics of your futile resistance against the infinite. Permit me the indulgence of restating this mind-bending figure. Permit me indeed the audacity, the sheer gall, to once again bring forth this monument of numerical splendor. Permit me, I implore you, to reiterate for those whose grasp of the infinite may have faltered. Permit me, with all the pomp and verbosity befitting such a number, to vocalize this behemoth of arithmetic absurdity. Permit me to indulge in the pleasure, nay, the responsibility, of ensuring its magnitude resonates deeply within the chambers of your soul. Permit me, for the universe itself surely echoes this request, to restate once more 68 unvigintillion. Let that number wrap itself around your cerebrum like a gold-encrusted boa constrictor of ambition, slowly, deliberately, tightening its gilded coils with every syllable, each loop shimmering with the audacious promise of unattainable wealth. Picture it slithering with regal precision, a serpentine crown of numerical grandeur, coiling tighter still, as if to whisper directly to your neurons, "You will never escape my brilliance." Feel it constrict not in malice, but in a luxurious embrace of overwhelming potential, squeezing out every ounce of doubt and replacing it with an intoxicating cocktail of avarice and awe. This isn't just a metaphorical boa constrictor, it's a divine entity, a cosmic force of ambition, gripping your mind with the inevitability of greatness wrapped in the gaudy opulence of numerical excess. But this isn't merely my funeral's magnum opus, it's yours. Consider this a how-to guide for ensuring that even your epitaph includes a revenue stream. For instance, your final moments could be monetized into live-stream tributes that rake in 1 trevigintillion $998 duovigintillion per millisecond. Permit me to reiterate the restated restatement for maximum reiteration, for the unreiterated among us, to reiterate what I've already reiterated, redundantly, so as I over-reiterate the previously reiterated reiteration of reiterations to re-emphasize the point, and then re-reiterate, until it echoes into eternity for those blinking in confused admiration. 1 trevigintillion per millisecond. That's wealth so vast, even the gods of finance are queuing up to take notes from this script. For those in auditory chaos, clutching their metaphysical pearls, yes, 1 trevigintillion. And so, dear viewer, we arrive at the crescendo of absurdity. This video isn't just a tutorial, it's a prophecy. It's a revelation. It's a clarion call to the cosmos, a beacon of absurd brilliance piercing the fog of mediocrity. It's a manifesto for the numerically deranged, a hymn sung in the key of unthinkable wealth. It's a celestial roadmap to financial immortality, a gravitational force pulling the entire universe toward its orbit of incomprehensible grandeur. It's a lighthouse for the lost, a shrine for the dreamers, a bonfire fueled by the ashes of outdated calculators. It's a renaissance for the ridiculous, a revolution of revenue, a rebellion against the boundaries of logic itself. It's a magnifying glass held to the blinding brilliance of ambition, a portal to realms of wealth so vast even time dares not interfere. It's a paradox wrapped in a riddle, stuffed inside an ATM that dispenses only existential truths. It's a tsunami of inspiration, a tidal wave of financial folly, and a meteorite of motivation destined to leave a crater in the history of humanity's understanding of numbers. It's a gala of greed, a carnival of calculation, a symposium of celestial arithmetic hosted by the gods of absurdity themselves. It's a treasure chest of ambition, locked tight with a key you probably left in your other pants, stitched together with the fibers of cosmic nonsense. It's a monument to the unimaginable, a cathedral for the chaotic, a time capsule of everything humanity ever hoped for but could never quite grasp. It's not just a video, it's a time machine, a fortune teller, a love letter to lunacy, and a eulogy for common sense. It's everything you didn't know you needed, a treasure map to the unattainable, a siren song for the financially unhinged. It's a marathon for the mind, a sprint for the spirit, a triathlon for anyone brave enough to grapple with its genius. It's not just a tutorial, it's an odyssey, a masterpiece, a magnum opus, a golden chest of shenanigans, a divine decree for those willing to embrace the chaos. It guarantees that your legacy will transcend mortality, securing you a slice of the cosmic financial pie measured in 84 novum quadrigentillion, 678 duotrigentillion dollars. Allow me the privilege of repeating this leviathan of a number for posterity, 84 novum quadrigentillion. Yes, I could stop, but I shan't. Why? Because this isn't just a video, it's the video. Hark! 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 The one destined to loop for eternity, accompanied by the faint echoes of like, subscribe, and please for the love of numbers, for the love of all that is mathematically sacred, for the love of overworked calculators and exhausted accountants, for the love of P, both the number and the dessert, for the love of a perfectly balanced spreadsheet, for the love of every digit that ever dared to dream bigger, for the love of your 77 quatuor-vigintillionth grade math teacher who told you you'd never need algebra, for the love of bank statements that don't make you cry, for the love of numbers written in golden glitter in the sky, and most importantly, for the love of your own sanity, refrain from hitting that notification bell.